Proxy, give me the target.
According to Imperial records, Master Ram Kota was a respected general in the Clone Wars.
You're hunting Jedi.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice. Now so do you.
Master Kota was a military genius, but felt that clone soldiers were unfit for battle. Instead, he relied on his own militia.
So there were no clones in his squad when Order 66 was issued?
And after Order 66, he vanished. Official Imperial records actually claim he's dead.
Wipe him out of hiding and attack the Empire now.
He wants to be found.
Then we're walking into a trap. How many pilots have you lost before me?
7.
Excellent. Coordinates for Nar Shaddaa are locked. Prepare for light speed.
Lock down the command center and get that hologram projector up and running.
Yes, sir.
Tell all squads to fan out and funnel any opposition towards us. Explosive charges on levels 2, 5, and 12, just like we planned.
General Kota. He's here.
I've finally drawn you out of hiding. Lower the containment field on Hangar 12 and tell the men to get into position.
Yes, General.
Eclipse to Star Killer. I'll be moving the Rogue Shadow out of firing range while you attend to your mission. The onboard scanners should be able to track your movements, and I will provide whatever intelligence support I can via your comlink. Captain Eclipse, out.
Okay, be right back a sec while I change this stupid outfit. Okay, that's a lot better. Welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play Force Unleashed, the Force Unleashed Let's Play. Oh god, that takes me back to the old days. Welcome back to part 2 of Let's Play the Force Unleashed. I'm your host, RC75665, and that's the fun part, is actually the vacuum kind of thing that you can get going. Now, this is a save file that I've done multiple run-throughs of the game, so I've got most of the Force abilities unlocked already, and subsequently, I also have a lot of the holocrons. I've got most of the holocrons. I got one left to try and find in a much later level, but I've got most of the Force powers. I've got a lot of the stuff that I can show to demonstrate to you.
Readouts are showing the hangar bulkhead has been sealed. You'll need to find a way through that door.
And yeah. So there are some holocrons in this particular hangar bay. You can actually get a Force talent sphere by destroying 5 of those TIE fighters as well. That's something that you can focus on doing. I nearly hit myself in the head with that. I should probably focus on what I'm trying to do without hitting myself. But the sole purpose I chose this particular skin should explain a couple of things, actually. It's related to another project that I'm doing, probably by the time you see this. If not, I'm probably still working on it. If not, then it'll probably be around. But it's the origin of where my character came from, the avatar and stuff that I use quite often. It's a Republic Commando, but this particular skin is an Imperial Commando. But yeah, I just thought it would be kind of fun to go through this project as this particular skin with the yellow unstable lightsaber crystal, which is also what kind of gives it that kind of a fiery effect to it, because it's an unstable crystal. Now, there are 2 different types of colored crystals in this game. Usually you start with a red lightsaber crystal, and as you find Jedi holocrons, you'll unlock more lightsaber crystals, you'll unlock more abilities, you'll unlock a whole bunch of extra stuff like force points, etc., etc. There are about, I think there's either 75 holocrons in the game or 175. I think there's only 75 though within the game, and they basically give you things like force points, talent spheres, and stuff like that. And talent spheres are used to put towards abilities and stuff like that. So like force energy, saber moves, etc., etc., etc. And it varies greatly depending on, you know, the kind of sphere that you grab. Because you have 3 different types of spheres. You have force spheres, you have talent spheres, and then you've got ability spheres, I think. I'll show that off towards the end of the next episode, probably. At some point, I'll show off that screen. Either that, or you guys can figure it out for yourselves. It doesn't really matter to me. There is a Jedi holocron within the door to my right here. But, of course, I've got it, so you don't need to worry about that. I'll try and remember where some of them are. I won't be able to remember where all of them are due to the fact that I've played this a bajillion times in other playthroughs. So that's my reasoning for that. Now, you may notice when I hit these guys, kind of green orbs come out of the enemies that I kill. That is their health aura giving me health, which is actually kind of cool. Now, I'm trying to damage this door just for a goofy reason. And I'm using most of these to get that to damage. And the reason in which I'm trying to do that is because of the fact that it actually creates a really funny effect when the door opens. And the door opens by a squad of stormtroopers that are stationed behind the door. But because they haven't spawned yet, we won't see that until the door's open. Let me just throw it one last time. Yeah, and when it opens really awkwardly, and it looks really funny. Stop breaking stuff. God damn.
Eclipse to Star Killer.
Yo!
I've intercepted a message from the flight tower. The Imperials have mobilized a TIE fighter squadron in your sector. Keep your eyes open.
No one cares. I can't see a thing in this helmet. How am I supposed to hunt? But one of the funny tidbits you can actually do, you can actually throw stuff up into the TIE fighters like that and completely annihilate them. And also, if you bend this out, you can actually look at an Easter egg that's up on that little thing there. I'm not going to look at it in this playthrough, but it's a little tidbit that you can look at, and it's actually fairly cool to look at if I do say so myself. And it's directly related to the skin that I'm using, the costume that I'm using. We need Now, this playthrough is probably going to be one of the most glitchy playthroughs I have ever done due to a lot of things that happened in previous recording attempts. And I'll be sure to show them off. Like in part 1, the plant thing was like the worst situation of that ever.
Schematics show a lift nearby that can take you to the upper levels.
I love doing that. There's also a holocron behind those boxes if you decide to pick that up. Hells yeah! Now there is a glitch in this elevator actually. It's fairly funny. And that's right here. Yep, you can actually stay here and the elevator will actually go down. It actually gets stuck in there, which is hilarious. But hey, don't hit me like that. Don't hit me like that. Where are you? Stupid. Yeah, and his body goes up towards the ceiling. Just thought I'd deal with them simply. But you can head out this way, which goes towards where we're supposed to go. But if you want to, there is a holocron behind those crates over there, if you're so inclined to go and pick that up. And now, continuing onward, if you head over to the right here, just throw this at the rebel troopers there. If you head over this way, and you bend that little pillar out enough, you can actually see a little helmet down there. There's a little blue speck right where the TIE fighter just passed under it. And now that one just passed under it too. That there is actually Boss 1138's helmet from Star Wars Republic Commando, which is where this skin comes from, which is awesome. So they haven't forgotten about Republic Commando, so why the hell can't they make a sequel? That's my question. Why can't they make a sequel already? Holy moly, man. But essentially, one of the reasons I chose to show, like, have the completed kind of profile going on with this is because of all the abilities and the amount of ass that you can kick towards the end of the game when you actually put your abilities into stuff. And you can basically replay the game. As you can see, you can actually replay the game once you've beaten it a multitude of times. And I'll be showing off some pretty interesting things here and there, like bat wings, like that. No, I'll be showing some interesting things here and there that you can do just to kind of have some extra fun with the game. And I'll be explaining a couple of things here and there. There's also a holocron in there as well if you're entirely inclined to pick it up, but you don't have to be if you don't want to be. And then push! Push, because you're definitely going into labor. I think there was one in there. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Head through here, and head through here. Now here's the fun part. You get to throw R2 at a wall. Seems legit. Alright, so. Now, here are some of the fun things that I like to do quite often in this game. You can kind of do that little kind of ground pound thing. Let me show you an extension of that. Let me just go to this guy here. Yeah? Yeah, I can't do it. Okay. I'll show you an extension of that a little bit sooner. Now, wow, it's funny how the glass actually stayed there for a sec. But as you upgrade your force abilities to get more powerful, and you can also do some interesting grapples like that. You can also do things like saber throw. And if you hold the left trigger, this is the Xbox 360 version. Okay, let's grab this Sith holocron. If I go up into this, you can actually do something called force repulse, which is that. Which is actually fairly cool and fairly useful for getting out of sticky situations. I leveled up, and the ones that you see there are the talent sphere extras that I've gained. Now, since I've got enough, I should believe, let's go into force upgrades and kind of show you the menu system behind upgrading stuff. So, force powers here, yes, I've got enough to upgrade the final bit of force lightning, so I'll do that. Of course, you have 3 ranks. That reminds me very much of the Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, and Jedi Outcast tiers. You can upgrade force energy to through 3 different ranks. Then in force talents, which I have enough to get the last little bit of this. This is resilience. Each rank reduces the amount of damage you take. So, there you go. Now you receive very little damage, if at all, any. And combos, we've already got all of the combos. These are basically little things that you can do, like Sith punts, lightning grenades, etc., etc., etc. So as you go through the leveling up system, you gain more abilities and whatnot to progress through. Lightsaber, you get color crystals, which is what I have, yellow lightsaber there. As I was mentioning earlier, you have 3 different stages of colored crystals. And let me see if I can do this. Let's get this relatively close to here. Get this gonk droid all the way down there. The reason why they're called gonk droids is because they make the sound gonk. They go gonk, gonk. I hope he doesn't explode. God damn it! Why must you explode like that, stupid gonk droid? I didn't even put him that far. But I'm doing this for a funny reason. But anyway. I'm glad that it didn't explode. But anyway, there are 3 different types of colored crystals. Them being the standard colored crystal that you'd expect. Then you have a compressed crystal, and then you have what's called an unstable crystal. Now, the unstable crystal is literally what I'm using right now for that flamey effect on my yellow lightsaber. What you do? Stop! See ya! But, yeah. Let me see if I can do this, too. Let's see if I can shut this off. Walk in here, pull this out, and throw it at that. Did I do it? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't think I did I? No, I probably didn't. Oh yeah, I did! Haha!
He's here.
Who's here?
Raise the laser gates.
That just disabled the laser gates. Now, if you're playing through this the first time, you might want to keep the laser gates up due to the fact that it just, it helps you, because when you're dealing with enemies like this, you won't have force repulse yet, so that won't be, like, a huge help to you. But you can actually push these guys into the laser gates and get them killed. Now, the difference between the different colored crystals, and I'll explain this just before we end here, the difference between the color crystals is that you have a regular one, which is your regular saber. A compressed crystal actually kind of puts a pulse in the blade, like a white pulse going up the blade, and then unstable, as I said, is like this, flamey, and that's kind of cool how it glitched out like that. See ya! Alright, well, we're done with this part, and I'll see you guys back in the next episode as we continue on with this, the TIE Fighter factory here, and I'll see you guys later, as I look over my shoulder to see stuff that's behind me. See you later, guys.